please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Let's quickly cut across to Ronojoy Banerjee, who is currently in conversation with Pawan Goenka, the MD of Mahindra and Mahindra. Ron?
Well, thanks very much for that, Reema. Well, Pawan Goenka, thank you very much. Always a pleasure to speak with you. And, it's fitting that my final interview is with you, sir. So thank you very much for taking time out. I know this is your silent period, so I will respect that, and I will specifically ask you questions more about the industry. But I am tempted to ask you, sir, because very recently, Mahindra's overall market cap hit 1 lakh crore rupees. I mean, what do you ascribe that to? What is it that the investors are seeing in the company?
Well, let me start off by saying, Ronojoy, that we in India and in media would miss you. And I wish you all the best in whatever you decide to do. Now you start off on a note that perhaps for Mahindra Group is a very sort of matter of pride that we have crossed that milestone of 1 lakh crore for market cap. And it's very dangerous to try and guess what drives share price, and I never try and do that. But since you asked, let me kind of put it in perspective of what might be going on in the minds of shareholders or analysts. In the month of April, starting April 1st, our share price has gone up almost 15% plus,
right.
Which of course is a very good growth for any stock price. I think what's happening is that the market is seeing how everything is coming together for Mahindra. Okay. Now, Mahindra share price is driven about 2/3 by auto tractor business, about 1/3 with all the investments we have in various group companies. And if I was to look at first the group companies, say Tech Mahindra. Tech Mahindra share price is getting re-rated because of the fear that with what's happening in US, the IT industry will collapse is not there anymore. And a lot of new things that are happening in the IT industry, and Tech Mahindra is very much part of that. If you look at Mahindra Finance, company is doing great. Everything is working for them. They have had very good profits that they have announced. So again, that's helping our share price. Some new age businesses that we're getting into, which will become big business for us. For example, solar, doing extremely well. We're getting a lot of good contracts and positioning ourselves very well. Again, that's helping.
Right.
If I come now to the Mahindra and Mahindra operating side, the tractor business, automotive business, I think in tractor, finally, everything that we've been doing for the last 3-4 years is coming together.
Okay.
It's not just about market share in domestic tractor market, which of course we have done very well in, but I would put 4 buckets of things that we have done over the years.
Okay.
One is globalization. Our acquisitions that we did in Erkunt, our acquisition in Mitsubishi, agriculture machinery, Sempo, our entry into Brazil, Mexico, all of this now are beginning to kind of become a sort of piece of the puzzle that's sort of making the puzzle complete. And we are really truly moving towards being a global player in tractor industry.
Right.
The domestic tractor business market share, it's a fairly good level on the back of some very good launches that we've done in the last 2 years.
Okay.
And we have almost like a new portfolio of tractors that we have. Precision farming, looking at future technology, driverless tractor that we have talked about, and the focus on mechanization.
Right.
So if you look at it from being primarily a domestic tractor company, we are now becoming a really farm machinery global company, high technology, and market is perhaps seeing that that's going to bring us a lot of value.
Okay.
Automotive, first time in 5 years, I think.
So let's unpack some of these things. Yes, sir. Let's unpack some of these things. Because you've mentioned, your tractor and automotive business. So let's talk about the auto business, because in the month of April, as far as passenger vehicles are concerned, all the big automakers, Tata Motors, M&M, Maruti, everybody reported a stellar, robust set of numbers. Is that an indication of what things, how FY19 is going to pan out? Maruti has already said double-digit growth forecast for this year. Is that something that you feel achievable? Because many would say that that if at all FY19 is a double-digit growth, it's going to be on the back of a higher base effect.
I think that going into FY19, we are perhaps in a pretty good shape compared to going into FY18. And the reason I say that is that one of the big disruptions that happened last year with the GST, where there was a lot of concerns on what GST might do to the industry, has stabilized very well. And therefore, there's nothing that I see in the next 12 months which will cause a disruption in the industry. I see no headwinds for the industry this year. There is a lot of demand. The rural demand will grow. The whole focus that we have, the infrastructure focus is going to bring demand for auto industry. And there are no worries right now of monsoon, for example, that's behind us because good monsoon has been predicted. Interest rates are not likely to become a derailer. Inflation is not likely to become a derailer, though there are some concerns, but not a major concern in terms of auto growth. The only thing that one worries about is commodity price, but I think we'll, end of the day, manage that also very well, like we have done in the past. And therefore, I really believe that going into FY19, we are in a better shape than what we have been as an industry for the last several years.
So then, sir, wear your Siam President's hat and give me a number. What is the ballpark figure that you're working with for the overall industry as far as passenger vehicle business is concerned?
Well, I'm not Siam President, so I cannot wear that hat, but I will talk as an industry person. I think double-digit growth for passenger vehicles should happen this year. Last year, we were at about 8% for passenger vehicle. This time, I am expecting to cross 10%. Subject to 3 or 4 things not becoming a derailer. Monsoon, as predicted, should be normal. Interest rate should not go up more than 25, say 50 basis point. Up to that point should not hurt the industry much. Commodity prices, we are looking at about 2% rise in commodity prices. If we remain about there, we are okay. Oil prices, 70, 75 is okay. If it goes beyond that, could become a problem. So basically, these are things that one has to watch for, provided none of these become derailers. I do see a very good possibility of more than 10% growth in the passenger vehicle side. On the commercial vehicle side, FY19 probably will be one of the best years that we have seen in a long time. And the reason for that is that industry has started recovering last year. There's still a lot of pent-up demand that is happening, but the big factor will be that there is a concern about increase in prices of trucks and light commercial vehicles post BS6. And therefore, there will be a lot of replacement of fleet that will happen in FY19 and FY20, leading up to 1st April 2020. And therefore, I think there will be a very high growth. Don't be sort of fooled by April growth numbers, because that was something because of very low base last April because of BS4 coming in. But we would still see a growth higher than what we have seen last year, which itself was not a bad growth at all. We had about I think, 20% growth overall for commercial vehicle. And I think this year we would match that or maybe even exceed that.
Okay, that is Pawan Goenka saying that the industry should see double-digit growth in passenger vehicles, and for commercial vehicles, FY19 could be one of the best years on the back of pent-up demand ahead of BS6, which will come in FY20. So FY19 is going to be very strong for commercial vehicles.